Hi, everyone. Welcome to Good Global Vibes. I'm Marie McNeal. Today, I have a very special guest for you. She is the #1 best-selling author of Bounce Checks to Private Jets. She has founded several multi-million dollar businesses, and she's a speaker and an author. And today, she's going to talk to you about creating a vision for your life. Because she went from living on welfare to creating a pimp daddy mansion that she lives in right now. So let's welcome Hazel Ortega to the show. Hazel, welcome.
Hi, Marie. Thank you for having me. I'm so happy to be here.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So Hazel, let's start with the vision. Tell us about this whole vision for your life.
Marie, one of the things I talk a lot about is the pivotal moment when somebody asked me, where do you see yourself 5 years from now? And I couldn't come up with an answer of why tomorrow would look any different than it does today. I was living in like a Groundhog Day, right? Like every day looked like the same day. I was more of like letting life happen to me versus being the creator of my own life. And I was sitting there stumped. And because of who I am, I'm the cause and the matter of my own life. And I thought I need to come up with something here. And I said, well, what about if I believe in God and I believe in miracles, then what is possible for me? And in that moment, I created this really beautiful vision of my life that included having the love of my life, included having a relationship with my sisters that looked like we were in heaven. When I created this vision, my sisters and I were fist fighting. I was 36 years old, a psychologist, fist fighting with my sister who was a police officer. We were very dysfunctional. I created a vision of having a $3 million plus corporation when at the time it was under $300,000. And I also created a vision of myself always being on vacation. And living in a pimp daddy mansion, the kind where music videos are filmed. And I said pimp daddy mansion, the kind where music videos are filmed, because I couldn't say like my friend Larry's house or my friend Patty's house, because I had no friends that had mansions. It was only from my reference from music videos. Like that's the kind of house that I want. I didn't even know anybody that had a swimming pool at the time. And I also said I wanted to fly in private jets. So I went big, right? So if you're going to dream big, especially if I have miracles on my side and I have God on my side. So at first I was stumped because if it's up to me, then I'm not too sure that I could do it, because my own knowledge of myself was that I wasn't that kind of a person that would make those things happen, because that's a lot of hard work. But if it takes a miracle, then it's none of my business how that happens. And I'm allowed to dream big. And then I said it would happen within 5 years, and it happened within 2 years, and everything happened easy and effortlessly. So it's really important to create a vision. That's exactly what I did, and exactly what I continue to do now in my business, in my personal relationships, and all the way I have a vision of what I'm going to look like when I'm 95 years old. And I look pretty damn good, okay?
So Hazel, when you create this vision, right, are you like creating pictures? Are you writing it down? Like what can we share with the viewers? Like what can you tell them about that?
I actually sat there and saw it in my mind. I pretended like it already happened just 5 years from now, and I'm telling somebody about my life. And I included the year that it is and how old I am and where am I living, what do I look like, and what's my surrounding. And I put a lot of emotion in it. And so if it means that I'm a millionaire and I live in a mansion and I have the love of my life, like all of the details, I saw it in my brain. So because I'm pretending like it already happened, my brain allowed me to have it. So our brain's #1 function is to keep us safe. And safe is being in the familiar. So if we start to create dreams that are unrecognizable to our brain and unfamiliar, it'll stop us. It'll say, no, not you. You can't climb Mount Everest. You can't even jog 3 miles. Like, well, how are you going to go to Mount Everest? So it keeps you small. It doesn't allow you to dream big. So I did that. I pretended like it already happened. I saw all the details of the house, the car, how I was going to feel when I had all these things. And then I drew it. And you've been to my house, Marie. If you come to my
Yes.
house, I have my drawing. It's framed and it's in my dining room. And I show it to everybody that comes over because it's remarkable how much true to life it is. Even though it looks like a 4-year-old drew it, my brain saw it. And my brain saw it, and I became a magnet to all of that. Another thing that happened was once I created the vision of what my relationship with my sisters looked like, whenever I was not matching my vision, I checked myself like, this is not what I said I wanted. Right? It's like, this doesn't match. It's incongruent to the vision that I created. So I'm the one that saw the vision, not my sister. So who's the one that's going to take responsibility here? It's me. So I stopped reacting. And I started living the vision that I wanted. And then the relationship, right? I created this wonderful man in my dreams that was going to be with me when I'm sick and dying, who is going to bring me my vitamins, who loves my kids, who loves God, who can be with a powerful woman, and he's got to be sexy and tall and all these wonderful things, right? And when I wrote the list, I looked at that and I thought, well, am I worthy of a man like this? Like, can I match up to this? And then what happened was I need to do some work on myself. I need to go take care of some things, so that I could be a match to this person, because this person can definitely come. But if I'm not ready, I'm not going to feel comfortable with that person, and I'll push them away, which is what was happening a lot. Like, it felt like, oh no, he's too nice. Oh, he's don't want to get married right away. I can already tell. Or this man must have a lot of women. So for whatever reasons I was inventing, I was pushing away the one. Anyway, and also I said I wanted my life to look like I was always on vacation, right? So that meant if I couldn't pull all-nighters anymore, that's not the vision that I created. So then I started to look at my business and learn strategies on how to empower my employees so that I can give them more responsibilities. So anyway, creating a vision makes you see, when you're not in the direction of what you said you wanted. So once you know what you want, you're not going to do something different. You're going to stay on track. It's amazing. It's remarkable. And I use it all the time, like I said, and I share it with my employees, and we hit our goals in the company. It's been fantastic.
Wow, great. And now, Hazel, tell us about your book, Bounce Checks to Private Jets. I mean, it's a #1 bestseller. And what would you like to share about it?
Well, this is the book right here.
I see that.
And why my story and creating a vision is such a powerful tool that I think everybody should believe in is because once you read my book, you're going to learn that life hasn't always been easy for me. I grew up poor. By the time I was born, my parents were already separated. My mom married and divorced many times while I was growing up. And we grew up in a 60-unit apartment building that was infested with cockroaches. There was a lot of times that we didn't have much to eat. And my mom was very upset all the time and stressed out with, on welfare, and then the gangs and this violence. When I was 12 years old, my best friend was killed with an ice pick when the gang members came and hit us all up while we were waiting for the bus. Like,
Wow.
like always, we ran away. The next day we found out he was killed. When I was 19, my cousin was killed in a drive-by shooting. My other cousin was killed. Yeah, my other cousin was killed by the police. And then my mom shot and killed her boyfriend in a domestic violence dispute. And my story, right? So that's what I talk about in the book. I talk about like my story could have been, the same as my mom's if I wanted, to just be average like that, but I wanted more. And I wanted a good job. I wanted to live in a better neighborhood. And especially once I had kids, I wanted to have an education and be there for my kids. And so the book is about that, like where you can make different choices. So for a long time, I felt disempowered and like life just happened to me, right? I was fist fighting with my sisters and I always thought it was their fault. They're crazy. I'm going to school. I'm a psychologist. Something's wrong over there on their end. But the magic is that I changed myself, and then my whole entire environment changed. Because your vision, again, I'm going to go back to vision. It's what I talk about here. And in the book, I have the drawing that I did, right? And
Yeah.
so basically also, I told you, I know what I'm going to look like when I'm 95. I know how much money I'll have in the bank. I know who's going to be laying in bed next to me. I know what the view is going to be like when I open the windows. And I know I'm going to be dancing at my great granddaughter's wedding, right? And so I talk all about that, about how that gives me my to do for today, right? So if I'm going to be healthy, strong, and dancing at my great granddaughter's wedding, then I need to be exercising today, building up some strong bones, right? So it keeps me present today. So I write a lot about that, a lot more details about what really happens in these poor neighborhoods and how I've changed and how that's caused an impact in the world, right? Because now I'm making a change in the world, right? All these people are reading my book, changing their lives. And for me, I think if people would know my story of how I used to just fight with everybody, and I was really my bound to go to jail, just like my other members of my family. I broke out of the legacy of poverty, the legacy of incarceration. I'm making so many changes and helping other families. People from all over the world are writing to me after they read the book, and they're like, "Wow, I felt like I had the worst story, but now that I
Wow.
got yours, now I know anything is possible." And it's in Spanish too.
Oh, wonderful. And Hazel, it is obvious that you inspire people around the world. Obviously, you dual, bilingual. If someone wants to buy your book, first of all, let's ask you, if someone wants to buy your book right now, where would they go to buy your book?
You can buy it on Amazon,
Okay.
or you can go to my website, themasteryofmiracles.com, and you can get it there. And if you buy it from the website, we get it mailed to you, and it's signed to your name. So you have it personally autographed. And I prefer it that way because I can put a little nice note,
I just want to say, Hazel, thank you so much for inspiring people, for being willing to share your story in the world, because it really does make a difference. Not only does it inspire people, it raises their vibration when you share your story with them. And I just want to point out that you're not just taking your life to one level. I mean, you're thriving, right? Riding private jets places and vacationing, and you have the love of your life. Like, you have all that in your life, and your Pimp Daddy mansion. And but you really are making a difference at the source of it. And I think what I'm left with after talking to you today is really that another way to raise people's vibration or raise your own vibration is to make a difference for other people.
Most definitely. As a matter of fact, I brought a free gift for you and everybody else that's going to watch this.
Wow.
It's a free vision guide. Okay. So you can start creating your vision and looking to see what's going to be your impact in the world. Where are you going to make a difference, right? Sometimes a lot of people don't get that opportunity to even think about that because all they're doing is dealing with the day-to-day things. But you're absolutely right. Like, what are your causes, right? I want families to stay together. I want to eliminate mass incarceration. I want to end violence against women. I want children to be happy and not suffer anymore. So that is like, what I stand on, right? And I really believe that if people are happy, they make the world a better place. So this free vision guide will get everybody there. So you can get it at themasteryofmiracles.com. It's a 4-minute video that you watch, and then you download these worksheets and you fill it in, and you do exactly what I did, and you'll be way ahead of the game.
Wonderful. Hazel, thank you so much for being on Good Global Vibes. And hopefully we'll see you again in the future. And everyone will go to masteryofmiracles.com.
Woo! Thank you.
Thanks, Hazel. Aloha. Thank you so much for watching Good Global Vibes. Keep looking for the source of things in your life, adding more power to your life, raising your vibration. Please subscribe because you do not want to miss these stories. They're great.